What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Monday morning edition of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault, every morning here on BettingPros.com, always being brought to you by BetMGM, the $10 offer to win $150 with the promo code JUICE150 with a new account at BetMGM or BetMGM.com. YouTube for the video, anywhere for the audio where you get your audio podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt or BettingPros on Twitter at BettingPros. Holy bleep. What a weekend and what a day of games, man. So the podcast, basically no blood on both games, essentially no blood. We get the Chiefs right. We get the teaser on the Rams because of the over. We teased it to the under. That was wrong. We get a couple of prop bets right. Mahomes goes over. We get that right. We get the over for Mike Evans. We get the over for Rob Gronkowski, and no touchdown for Knox. Anytime touchdown didn't hit. That was one prop we didn't get to. So essentially, it's up a little officially. But if you were on the Discord channel, and these are types of games and weekends where it's difficult to track official versus unofficial. So like I had 6 bets going for the first game, and I had 5 bets going for the second game. And I had 6 bets. I had 7 bets and 5 bets. I think I had 12 bets going in total. I went 9-3 yesterday. Okay. Now, a lot of the bets were quarter unit bets that I hit. A lot of them were prop bets. A lot of them were smaller wagers. Like I had the over first quarter points for the Chiefs and the Bills. I had under 23.5 in the first half against the Bucks and the Rams. I know people get angry when I list all these things off, but if you're on the Discord channel and there's over 11,000 of you that are members of the Discord channel, I don't feel like I'm telling you anything wrong. If you're learning about these bets for the first time right now, that's because you weren't in the Discord channel and you didn't watch what I was posting and you didn't watch the interaction as to, I gave you my methodology and reasoning as to why I was making these bets. And a lot of them were being made right before kick, and a lot of them were being made just after watching line movements or whatever it might be, because we bet overnight. So it can be difficult to bet overnight, and it can be hard to get the best line or get lines that make sense or lines that I like. I mean, we had the live stream that we did and we jumped in. I had Tom Brady over his completions in the first game. I had that prop. So I just had a bunch of different things that we gave out. The over in the Chiefs and the Bills, I had that. So if you trailed everything that I played, and a lot of you did trail a lot of the bets that I did put out on the Discord channel, we all did really, really well. It was a good day, really good day. But officially, it's only like a little bit of a winner, nothing crazy. It's a winner, I think. There's just so many bets I've placed that are official or unofficial. I don't really remember, but by my count, I think we were up a little bit because of that Chief victory, the Chiefs going ahead. I did hedge back a quarter unit with a live bet when the game went to overtime. I did take a plus 170. It was too good not to take Buffalo. Just take the quarter unit, take plus 170. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a little bit of a hedge in case the Chiefs didn't win the game. The Bills had come back and win the game. But let's talk about the game for a second, the Chiefs and the Bills. And look, I'm not going to pour salt in the wounds for Buffalo. That stinks. That's a really hard loss. It's a tough performance. Your team played incredibly well. Look, the rules suck. There's no real nice way of saying it. The rules suck. And the fact that Josh Allen didn't touch the football. I mean, I've said this before. I mean, I've talked about this a lot. I hate the rules. I think they're absolutely unfair and wrong. And it benefited the Patriots. In the Super Bowl, it benefited the Patriots. I mean, it happened in the Super Bowl and they didn't change the rule. So just because it happened against with Mahomes and Josh Allen, they're not changing the rule, okay? I think in the postseason, there has to be an expansion. How in the NHL, when they're in the playoffs, there is no shootout. They just keep on playing. I feel like that has to happen in the NFL. When it gets to the NFL, there is no first touchdown when you're done. I think an overtime in the playoffs should be a full quarter. Look, we're just playing this game, okay? We're playing the entire quarter. We're playing 15 minutes of football extra, and that's just, or fine, play 10 minutes if you want. Say, hey, look, we're going to play 10 minutes. None of this, if I get the ball first and I score a touchdown, the game's over, or if I kick a field goal, and you score a touchdown, I lose. No, there should be some type of, let's play the game. And I thought Josh Allen deserved a chance. The Bills deserved a chance in overtime. And everybody knew it, right? The Bills defense was gassed. So was the Chiefs defense. Whoever won that coin flip was winning the game. And it sucks to have the game decided on a coin flip. And right now, that's what's happening. The games are being decided on a coin flip. In particular, a game like that, where it was just touchdown, 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 back and forth. If you bet the under in that game, ouch. You probably thought you were looking pretty good there for a while, and then they scored 2 touchdowns in 50 seconds, and that ended that. And then we go to overtime and everything else. The other mistake was Sean McDermott deciding to kick the ball off and not squib kick, because every single second there mattered. I'm not so sure if you squib kick it, and the Chiefs grab it and go down immediately or give themselves up. So it takes off, 2 seconds, maybe? And so, the Chiefs got the ball, 20-yard line to go ahead and get to field goal range, and the pass to Tyreek Hill was incredible, and then the pass to Kelsey was incredible. They get right into field goal range, and then Buckner hits the kick after missing the extra point and the field goal. It was on him, really, while we were in overtime. But I don't know. Everyone's saying that was a huge mistake, and I think it was, but I don't know how much clock. They had 3 seconds left when they kicked the field goal. So I don't really know how much. Maybe it was 1 second. I don't know. I still think the Chiefs get the field goal, even if it does get squib kicked, and you may be giving up a ton of yards too. You squib kick it. If it gets fielded by the up guy at the 35-yard line, all of a sudden you're dealing with a short field already, giving Mahomes the chance. Kicking it deep, trying to make them be as far back as possible. I think that was the thought process. I didn't have as big of a problem as so many people did with McDermott is deciding to do that. So, everyone's got their own, opinion as to what happened, but huge win. It's way more fun to bet on Mahomes than against Mahomes, and he's now 7-1 at home in the postseason. And now the Bills are 0-6 in one-score games this year. 0-6 in one-score games. For next year, that's got to change. Playoff football is almost always a one-score game, as we saw all weekend long with all these games coming down to last-second plays. So, Bills done for the year. Now we've got the Bengals going to Arrowhead. Bengals beat the Chiefs in Cincinnati. Line is 7, opened at 6.5, quickly jumped to 7. On the other side, you got San Francisco minus 3.5 or minus 4 at start for the Rams. It went all the way down to 3, and there's been buyback. It's now 3.5. I'm going to wait a little bit before I bet either one of those games, and we're going to watch. Here is a bet I made tonight that I recommended. I gave out on the Discord channel, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so right now, you can go and get the Cincinnati Bengals at plus 750 to win the Super Bowl. And you might go, Matt, man, really? You think the Bengals are going to win it all? No, I don't need them to win it all. I need them to win one more game. I need Joe Burrow to find the magic. I need Burrow and Chase to find the magic and to be the new kid. To do what Mahomes did to the Patriots, I need a win. I need a win for Burrow, and I need a win for this Bengals defense on the road at Arrowhead. If they win that game, we're sitting on a plus 750 money line in the Super Bowl, and we can hedge like crazy. It's just too good a value not to bet it. Officially, we're taking the Bengals at plus 750 to win the Super Bowl as a stake play. Now, they've got to win the AFC. Understood, okay? And maybe, Matt, why don't you just bet them to win the game? Take money line against the Chiefs. Yeah, you can do that too. And I might end up doing that. It's plus 230 right now for Joe Burrow. I'm done fading Joe Burrow. I'm done questioning Joe Burrow. I knew it going into this season. I rode this Bengals team, and come the playoffs, my fault. Should have believed in them. Should have ridden them the entire way. Because that team, from early on, I said they're way better than people think. And Jamar Chase was going to be an absolute monster. He was the best wideout in college football. Took a year off. Everybody forgot about him except for his buddy. And yeah, sure, an offensive lineman would have looked great. Penny Sewell would have looked great protecting Joe Burrow. 9 sacks given up is a lot. But you take Jamar Chase because he's Jamar Chase. What Jamar Chase did. So half a unit plus 750 Bengals to win the Super Bowl. I'm on it. Let's see if we can get one win. Let's see. I'm kind of tipping my hand as to where I'm going to go this weekend, but let's let the line kind of, I mean, look, we may get 7.5. We may get 8. Who knows? I mean, once we're at 7 now, once this thing crosses over, we come on in, jump in here with the Bengals and the points. So we'll see how high this thing goes. But the public and the pros are all going to be on the Chiefs. They're all going to be on Mahomes, and I totally understand why. But I want as many points as possible, and then we may have a chance. It's only half a unit, but at plus 750, why not? We have a huge hedge opportunity. If they were to win that game and get to LA, monster hedge opportunity for us on that. San Francisco, can they do it again? Can they win another game for a third time over the Rams? Can Kyle Shanahan continue his dominance over Sean McVay? Maybe. I mean, look at the way they won that game at Green Bay. This is going to be a totally different environment. This is SoFi. Win this game, you play again in SoFi. Like, how sick is that? For one of these two teams, they will play their next 2 games in the same building. I'm not sure that's ever happened before. I mean, that's really crazy. Remember, the Bucs were the first team ever to play at home in the Super Bowl. They played at Lambeau for the NFC Championship game. So many wild and cool things to come here. So I'm going light today, as you'd expect on a Monday. I may jump in with player props a little bit later on, but Mondays are kind of tough because it's only my second class, and I'm not sure I'm going to have the time to get to the research to do the NBA player props, but I'm going to give you 2 bets in the NHL. I'm going to give you 2 first-period bets that I'm eyeballing that I like a lot here. Let's start with the Boston Bruins and what they are doing right now in first-period overs. It's kind of crazy what they're doing, to be quite honest. The Boston Bruins have now gone over 1.5 goals 9 consecutive games. 9 straight times for the Boston Bruins. But now they've got the Anaheim Ducks, who are 17-26. 17-26 for the Anaheim Ducks. They're one of the worst teams. If you bet their first period overs, you'd be down 11 units betting it, okay? So there's a darn good chance we're going to need 2 goals out of the Boston Bruins themselves here. But Anaheim just had a big win in their last game where they beat the Lightning. I think it happened on Saturday. They beat the Lightning for Tampa Bay. Let me double check on that. No, it wasn't Saturday. It was on, let's see what that game was for them to get that victory for the Ducks. Hold on. Anaheim, last game out, Anaheim beat the Lightning. That was a 5-1 win over the Lightning in a game that took place. When did that game take place? It was a while ago. It was a couple days ago. It was on the 21st. It was 2 days ago. Okay, so 2 days ago that happened for the Ducks. They scored 2 goals themselves in the first period. Okay, so even though they're really bad, the last time out, Anaheim did go over with 2 goals for themselves. Boston's got goaltending problems. Boston's got great offensive firepower. They're 20-18 now to the first period over. They've come storming back here after being pretty far down. 9 in a row. We're betting the streak over 1.5 goals at -120 because the algorithm, again, the Anaheim Ducks aren't great here because they're under 5. They're 17-26. So the numbers say, okay, don't juice this heavily. BetMGM -120 over 1.5 goals. Bruins and the Ducks in the first period. Then late night, the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Washington Capitals. Washington Capitals also aren't great to the first period over. Washington 18-23-1. However, Vegas Golden Knights 25-14-1 here. I will always bet Vegas in the first period, first goal in the first 10 minutes. A yes to the goal in the first 10 minutes with Vegas, just because you've got a high-flying firepower, a lot of firepower with Washington, and you've got a Vegas Golden Knights team that just offensively, whether it be on the road or at home, they score. And they score a lot. This is going to be on the NHL Network. It is a 4 o'clock game. Because it's late night. It's 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock with Washington at home. Washington, in their last game, beating up on the Senators, 3-2 in that game. Only 1 goal got scored in the first period for that one, but against the Bruins in the game before that, they scored 1 goal apiece to go over. We only need Washington to score 1. I think Vegas will score 1. Need Washington to score 1. In previous games, they've had one or zero goals being scored, but it's kind of back and forth. 3 goals got scored in their game against the Jets, so they're 2-2 over the last 4 games to the first period over. Vegas has just been stupid. I mean, Vegas is just, they score early, they give up goals early. Against the Canadiens, it was pretty simple. It was 1-1. I mean, that game was 4-3. That game went over. Total in this game is 6. I don't hate that. Against the Penguins, they scored 3 goals themselves in the first period. So we're going over Vegas and Washington. This one is juiced, minus 135 at BetMGM. Both those bets for a half a unit, for 1 unit here with hockey. All right, so we're going Bruins, Ducks, over 1.5 goals at minus 120. And we're going Golden Knights, Capitals, over 1.5 goals in the first period at minus 135. I like this bet. I'm having some fun with it. It's more fun than betting an entire hockey game. Just get guys to come out of the gate here with not some great scoring or goaltending with some good scoring. And maybe NBA player props. I may jump back in if I got time, and maybe a couple on the Discord channel that I'll jump in and give you guys. The link is underneath me here on YouTube, or you guys can go to bettingpros.com/chat to get into the Discord channel for the Daily Juice and Betting Pros. Kind of a lighter Monday. We'll kind of tiptoe our way through the week, heading into Championship Sunday. We got a lot of good football. We'll be heavy. We'll be loaded up. Prop bets and whatnot. We've done very well on props recently, which is very exciting. Hope to keep it going. If we keep going this way, we may have to change things up. Let me see. Have we updated our tracker for NFL props? Let me do that real quick before we run here. For totals on NFL props. And we have not. So we're woefully behind on that. We got to check that out. It says I've bet 4 NFL props in the year of 2022. So that's wrong. I probably bet 5 times that, 4 times that at least for NFL player props. So we need to get that corrected as soon as possible. So, but we will. And I'll tell you what my record is once we get going here. So very cool. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter @SportsTalkMatt each and every morning. It's the Daily Juice Podcast. Always being brought to you by BetMGM.